Welcome to my science tutorials. In this video we're going to be talking about phytohormones, which is also known as plant hormones. It's also known as plant hormones. Alright, so what comes into your mind when you eat your favorite food or you pick your favorite flower? Do you care about the color? Do you care about how the fruit came about, the growth of the plants? All these are being stimulated by what is known as plant hormones. So let's look at the definition. It says these are chemicals produced in low concentration by a plant at the apeces of the stem and root to regulate growth and development. Alright, so in the definition we saw that to mention apices or the stems and also the roots. That should tell us that these chemicals are produced in very low concentration at where we have the part of the plant which is called the meristem. So let's put that here. Meristem. Alright. Now these meristems are sites of very active growth. It means they have undifferentiated cells. When we talk about undifferentiated cells, it means they are yet to be divided, unlike matured cells where you can say that it won't divide any longer to give us new set of cells. But these cells are undifferentiated, which means it can still undergo what we call cell division. So these cells are called merismatic cells. So unlike animals, every plant cell has the capability of producing a hormone. In animals, we say that unless you have specialized glands, you can have a hormone that is going to be produced. But in plants, it is actually the reverse. From every cell has the capability of producing a hormone. Now, some studies have shown that phytohormones even occur in some algae and then fungi and bacteria. So you can have some phytohormones inside them. Now, in this algae and the bacteria, they don't actually work as plant hormones, but they act as what we call secondary metabolites. Now, what is meant by secondary metabolites? This simply means that they are not directly involved in the hormonal functions pertaining to growth and development, or let's say reproduction in the organism, but they play some important roles. Their absence does not cause immediate death, but it can cause some long-term impairment. That is talking about the fecundity. Okay, here's another term. So let's see fecundity. This fecundity is talking about the fertility or the reproduction in the organism. So that is it about secondary metabolites as a function of plant hormones in algae and bacteria. Now, talking about growth, one thing that you have to take notice is that these hormones are actually not nutrients. No, they are not nutrients. Instead, they are very low concentration of chemicals that are being produced for some specific purposes. So let's talk about some main functions of these hormones. Now, the first thing they do is they help in the formation of leaves and the flowers, the stems and the fruits. Not only that, they also determine the sex of the flower, or let's say the color of the fruits or the color of the leaves. And they also take part in the formation of the tissues, the respiration, energy production, and even the plant's longevity and the death of the plants. And then they also do a lot more in what we call pathogen defense and stress tolerance, and a lot more that we'll be talking about later in other videos. Now, the early discoveries of plant hormones or phytohormones classify them under five, and these are grouped into five, and they have auxins, they have gibberellins, and then they have cytokinins, we have ethylene and abscisic acid. Now, these also are grouped into two main classes, and then talking about the first three, we call them growth stimulators. And then the other two, let's put that in green. We call them growth inhibitors. Growth inhibitors. Alright, so these are the two major classes of phytohormones we have, and so they have been grouped into two, and then they are five in number. Now we also have later discoveries of plant hormones, and we have some other four. So let's say other plant hormones discovered. Now the first one is brasinosteroids. And the second one is jasmonids. And then we have salicylic acid. Yeah, of course, salicylic acid. And we also have strigolactones. So basically these are the other four main plant hormones that have been discovered. So talking about the first five, we said we have the growth stimulators, and then we have the growth inhibitors. That's ethylene and then abscisic acid. So in our next video, we're going to be looking at the functions of these five main plant hormones. We'll look at their chemical structures and their functions, and then we'll go ahead and look at our four new plant hormones that have been discovered, and we'll see the functions that they play. If you like this video, this is an introductory video, remember to like and also hit the subscribe button.